up, you guys? Welcome to the May 7th edition of NBA 3-Ball presented by Establish the Run. I'm your host, Mike Gallagher, getting ready to break down a lot of blowouts on Thursday, talk some quick news for Friday, talk some fantasy ads in 10 minutes. Hit the thumbs up and subscribe, please. Gonna start with the Rockets with another big injury report, but the headline here is Jae'Sean Tate is questionable with the knee contusion. So I mentioned it in the column yesterday that the four players that had the COVID test in the NBA announcement, it looked like the four were not going to be Tate. So there was a chance that he was okay. So he's okay. Great. Knee contusion, probably going to be close to a full go. He's got a couple minor injuries against the Bucks. He won't play garbage time, but he's going to probably run a lot of point guard. I think he's going to start too there. So that's very noteworthy. Kelly Olynyk ankle sprain is questionable. Christian Wood for that ankle injury also up in the air. Kind of keeping Wood out in my mind, and we'll see what's up with Olynyk. Obviously, Anthony Lamb will be looking at big playing time. Guards-wise, we got DJ questionable. That's DJ Augustine, uninitiated. Didn't play in the last game despite being available. Would have a hard cap on him. Avery Bradley also not playing for personal reasons, and sadly, Kevin Porter Jr. out probably for at least the rest of the fantasy season. So I dropped him. So they added Kyrie Thomas, who's a wing. So the timing of that, it actually came before the game before KPJ got hurt. So what that kind of tells me is they were kind of expecting Bradley to go away, I think, just because they're missing so much guard depth. So I think Kyrie won't really play a lot. It'll be kind of a... KJ Martin also, by the way, is going to play a freaking ton. Like I said, Tate will fill guard minutes because they just need ball handlers right now. So I still think KJ Martin is going to play like 36, 38 minutes in this game. Because he'll be out there for garbage time. The garbage time lineup, very noteworthy for DFS. I think it would be Armani Brooks, Daquan Jeffries, Kyrie Thomas, KJ Martin, and Anthony Lamb. So like I said, KJ and Lamb, especially if Olynyk and Wood don't play, I mean, they're going to play so freaking much. Got an absolutely loaded NBA matchups on ETR for you guys, but let's talk about Thursday's basketball action, starting with the Bulls getting their studs back with Zach LaVine and Nikola Vucevic. LaVine had a minutes cap-ish on him with shorter stints. Played 16 first half minutes, got to garbage time, so ticketed for what we about expected, 32 minutes you would think. So great to see him limited here. They do have a back-to-back game today, so I expect full minutes here. I think LaVine looked pretty fine. Vooch also, full playing time for him as well. Should be good to go. Really like his matchup. He's done some damage against Tristan Thompson in his career, so I like him. Kobe White still plays pretty well, so you got to feel pretty encouraged about that. Still handled the ball a pretty good amount, so I thought White would take a bigger hit, but looked pretty good. And then, as you would expect, the Thad Youngs and Lauri Markkanens and those guys took a big hit here with Vooch coming back. Hornets get blown out with 99 points. Headlines here, P.J. Washington back as he is with his family for the birth of their child. Congrats to him. 24 points, 33 minutes. No doubt P.J. Washington will be a huge focal point to this offense. Jalen McDaniels also gets 32 minutes and, played okay, played the full third. Keep an eye on him, though, because his brother is away for Friday for a funeral, so maybe it's related with them being brothers, so keep an eye on that for sure. LaMelo Brutal, and then also Malik Monk, big-time bounce-back game. So never a doubt for me. I knew Monk was going to kind of get it going after that brutal game in his return. LaMelo, I expect a big game from him today against Cole Anthony, so that should be fun to watch. Really nice win for the Mavericks here. Headlines for me is the rest possibility today against the Cavs. So we know Dorian Finney-Smith had that leg thing. Was awesome today on Kevin Durant. He might sit. We know Hardaway Jr. had that ankle thing. He might sit. Luka had the elbow, the knee. Kind of tweaked his ankle today. He might sit. Josh Richardson calf. He might sit. So keep an eye on all that. Obviously, Jalen Brunson would benefit among others. We know Maxi Kleber is still likely out, and then also Kristaps Porzingis is still out. So Willie Cauley-Stein and Dwight Powell was really good today. I expect Dwight Powell to crush. And then Cauley-Stein also. I mean, what a dream matchup. The Cavs front court's really, really bad. So I expect both those bigs to thrive regardless, assuming they're playing. The Nets dropped this one, mentioned Kevin Durant got locked down by Dorian Finney-Smith, which led to a season high for Kyrie Irving, just cooking, big volume, stats everywhere, huge game from him. Nick Claxton also locked up all the backup center minutes behind Blake Griffin. Blake Griffin with 27. DeAndre Jordan kept away from Dallas like he was locked up by the Clippers and Blake Griffin, if you remember that, kidding. But I think that's going to kind of be the case. I don't think DeAndre Jordan will really get minutes unless he's starting in certain matchups. So keep an eye on that. And then also James Harden also ramping up. They want to get him back out there for regular season. So got to feel great about that, despite how the Nets may fall to third. I'm not worried about it. I think the Nets are still crushing the playoffs. Huge win for the Wizards in overtime. Russell Westbrook, again, triple-double, 13, 17, and 17. First player since Steve Nash to drop 17 dimes in 3 straight games. It's not fluky. He's flirting with like 30 potential assists a game. It's insane how much this guy is just generating shots for his teammates. It's absurd. Beal's still pretty solid here. And then also we've got Robin Lopez filled in really, really well here. We still got that kind of 3-man split. We know Rolo could kind of get it going. Also, a huge game from Raul Neto with a career-high 25 from him. We know the Wizards are going to really stick to that 3-guard lineup. Holy Pascal Siakam, 44 points from him, 11 boards, 7 dimes. He has been so aggressive when he's on the court. His drives are way up, initiating the offense more, shooting confidently. Love to see that. Van Vliet also sees big minutes, 45 minutes. Kyle Lowry gets kind of midday scratched, doesn't play, rest. Gary Trent Jr. also returns, plays pretty well overall. Like to see that. Well, Ken Burch is just in a groove right now. DeAndre Bembry really, really cut into Malachi Flynn, kind of as expected. They needed the ball pressure there. But Flynn not getting minutes is really discouraging, especially when Nick Nurse said he wanted to play kind of the younger guys here. So not great for him. Pistons get the win, unfortunately, as they tank it up. Corey Joseph fills in for Killian Hayes, who was out with an illness, went from out to in. That is definitely why. But other than that, you really can't take anything away. Sekou Doumbouya played really well. Wayne Ellington had a good game, but they have a back-to-back coming up. You know they're going to sit guys out for at least one of those games. And Jeremy Grant expected to come back on Saturday. So, yeah, again, besides Isaiah Stewart just rocking and rolling, there's nothing really to take away from here. Grizzlies dropped this one. No timetable, according to Grizzlies broadcast on Grayson Allen. Desmond Bain kind of squandered the opportunity. Decent game from Jaren Jackson defensively with 4 steals. Didn't foul. That was good. Only had 1. And then, man, Justice Winslow out of the rotation here, despite them being a little bit shorthanded. Hate to see that. Much needed win for the Pacers. Sabonis gets done again. LeVert was fantastic. Big shots late to get the win. Aaron Holiday also really filled in, took advantage of a matchup on Trae Young. Good on him. O'Shea Brissett, minutes are down again, a little bit more than I thought, as McDermott and Goga, who's playing power forward a little bit again, as Sabonis played 41 minutes. So Goga on the radar, but yeah, O'Shea's a little trending down, certainly not 10-team viable anymore. Good game for John Collins. Really no other takeaways except for the Hawks are off till Monday, so if you're in your title game, you just drop your Hawks and say thank you very much for your service. They're no use to you anymore if your season ends on the 9th. OKC drops this one. Headline here, Cambridge Williams out of the rotation again before the game. Mark Daigneault said he was respected. Basically all the stuff you say for a guy you're not going to play. He's a cheerleader now. So Gabriel Deck. And then Ty Jerome, awesome game from him. He's been playing much better. Like to see that. Maladon also benefiting a little bit. Lou Dort, brutal game, was a game time call. Going to sit at least in some games, so certainly droppable if it just makes you mad. And Darius Bazley, we know he's going to chuck inefficiently, but the shots will be there, especially when Dort sits. Not much to take away from on the Warriors except for Juan Toscano-Anderson and Michael Mulder are gaining playing time as Jordan Poole is like kind of gross. You need to shock the pool with how poorly he's been playing right now. And Kelly Oubre basically out for the season. And last and certainly not least, Anthony Davis plays 9 minutes and gets ruled out for back spasms. 3rd straight season he's had back spasms in the bubble last year, and then the infamous 8 straight probable tag back spasm thing when he ended his time in New Orleans. Ooh. Panic button, press it. This is not good with LeBron still out, Dennis Schroeder still out for protocols. They are running out of point guards. Alex Caruso was the starting point guard, and also Kyle Kuzma was the backup point guard as he got staggered a little bit away from him. Kuzma's gonna be busy right now, so expecting a big finish for him. Montrezl Harrell is done. I think he's done. He just can't play anymore. He looks terrible. Marcus Gasol cut into him a little bit. You can't play Harrell anymore. I would drop him. Drummond's been playing terribly. This team's on thin ice right now. They're pretty much playing bound back-to-back game against the Blazers today. Real takeaways on the Clippers. Get to the ads page here. I think Malik Monk's the best pickup right now. I'm pretty sold on his role. Jalen Brunson, I think some Mavs are going to sit today. Juan Toscano-Anderson really locked into his role. been playing great. I really like what he's been doing. Alex Caruso just running out of ball handlers for the Lakers. Someone has to produce. No AD should up his usage as well. Raul Neto playing well. Jerome kind of same thing. Gary Trent Jr. lower on the list than you might think, just because I think Kyle Lowry may play. So keep an eye on that. Markieff Morris, if you need a big man, probably going to start today. We'll see what happens with that. Aaron Holiday playing better, but could have a short leash if guys come back. Gabriel Deck, really low guy, kind of just a stream. And then Ben McLemore, because Lakers are running out of people. That's it. You guys enjoy your weekend.